Another problem with drowning is most people don't know what drowning looks like. They think it's a long, traumatic event with lots of yelling and waving and help and splashing, and it's not like that. A person who's drowning is going to look more like this, typically facing shore, mouth at water level, head tilted back, their body's vertical, and they're doing the climbing ladder motion. So if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to miss it, and it could be right next to you. This is what drowning looks like, and she was eventually rescued. She was swimming off of a boat. This person was also rescued in a pool that was drowning. This person was rescued in Grand Haven. There's a man in the water right here with a life ring going out to get her, but she's got this posture picture perfect. Mouth at water level, head tilted back, and her body's vertical. She was also luckily rescued by a surfer. We need to understand that if a person is actively drowning, they will submerge in less than 1 minute. 1 minute. So you have to have eyes on the water to identify that they're going from swimming to distress to now they're no forward progress, they're vertical, and they are actively drowning. You have less than a minute to get to them. A young child can step in water over the head, they go right under. So it's going to depend on a person's age and ability. If someone submerges and we get them out of the water in less than 2 minutes, give them rescue breath CPR properly, it's usually a full recovery, 94% survival rate. But around 3 minutes, the heart's going to stop. Around 4 minutes, irreversible brain damage begins. And at 10 minutes of submersion, if we're then pulling this person out of the water, giving them rescue breaths and CPR properly, it's pretty much a body recovery. Very few people, unfortunately, are going to survive past the 10-minute mark. So we need to understand that's why we need to have lifeguards. We need to understand the role of the lifeguards and how much of an asset and a benefit. What is this, recreational mecca is what we're looking at building here in South Haven? Yeah, well, we have to have that high standard of having lifeguards then too. Lifeguards are trained eyes on the water. They're managing the beach flags efficiently, effectively, in real time with eyes on the water. 95% of their actions are preventative. They're educating the public. They're providing first aid. If someone steps on glass or has a bee sting, having a heart attack, we're getting older, right? We need that help on the spot. There's no calling 911. Because we need to understand that if someone is struggling in the water, someone's in the water, they see, oh my God, this person's drowning. How long does it take them to get out of the water, to get to their cell phone? Do they have cell phone service? Can they pinpoint their location? How soon are they going to dispatch? Even if the dispatch, the police, fire come within 3 minutes, they're arriving after the 10-minute mark, and this person's probably still out in the water, unless bystanders are risking their lives, and sometimes bystanders drown as well. According to the United States Life Saving Association, you have a 1 in 18 million chance of drowning at a properly trained, properly supervised beach. So what is missing here? Commitment. Commit now. Commit to lifeguards right now, and all of your future actions will be alignment to get lifeguards on your beach this summer. We don't need to have any more meetings to have meetings about the meetings that have already been had, because we've already had those meetings. We're having that meeting right now. Because unfortunately, the work has already been done. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, the work has already been done. The 2021 Beach Safety Committee meeting, everything was put together to bring back a lifeguard program, and Cameron and Sean Russell are here today with information on that as well. So, a quick summation. Water safety is not common sense for your beachgoers. Water safety is specialized training that the public does not get. We have a water safety bill for schools processing right now. Drowning is a neglected public health issue. It's a public health issue, and it continues to be neglected. It's one of the leading causes of unintentional death. Open water is a leading body of water where drownings happen. 54% of Americans cannot survive a water emergency. Drowning doesn't look like drowning, the timeline of drowning, and lifeguards are the gold standard. So we need to understand that we need this commitment now to have this summer. And never forget the timeline of drowning. And I apologize in advance here, but it is something that needs to be recognized. This is Emily McDonald and Corey Ernster. Corey posted this photo on Snapchat, and less than 15 minutes later was the first 911 call that bystanders are pulling a person out of the water. They were minutes away from surviving this incident, but there was no one to recognize that they were in trouble. There was no one to properly go out into the water to make the rescue, and then when these vacationers pulled people out of the water, they weren't properly trained for CPR, because you have to do the rescue breaths and the compressions. Drowning is a respiratory emergency. You must do the rescue breaths. The American Red Cross, American Heart Association just upgraded their standards: 5 rescue breaths, 30 compressions, for a drowning victim. So we must do this, because I would rather remember them like this. And I'm local, unfortunately, to family members of drowning victims here in South Haven, as well as many other communities. And it's heartbreaking, and it's unnecessary. We need to prevent this now.
We're at the end of the presentation period. If you want to go
Okay.
into the support groups, we can go into 10 minutes of that. And then, of course, Mr. Benjamin